Hello and welcome to BeamNG Drive. I'm davidinark, and today we're playing around with the R20 mod. But what I was actually trying to do was create a super rigid, indestructible version of the car, and instead, well, something else kind of happened. So let's take a look. Everything is melting. Oh my gosh, that is so just absolutely crazy. So I wonder, can we if I there we go. I was gonna say, if I spawn it back in and just hit the gas, how far can I drive it before it completely melts? Oh my gosh, that is so cool. Just watching it melt away before our very eyes. So just to give you an idea, again, I'm trying to make a super rigid car and instead made the complete opposite. Oh, look at the glass. Oh my gosh, look at everything. Everything is just melted away. Oh, that is so crazy. So in the configuration files for any given vehicle, there are these files called JBeams, and that's what tells the game what the car does, what it can do, how certain things are connected, how strong certain things are. And so, in my misunderstanding of the settings, look at that though. See, the roll cage doesn't melt, the seats don't melt. All right, so I'm curious, what if we take, like, the base? Oh, that is just so freaking cool. But you can see certain parts aren't deforming, they're not melting. Anyhow, sorry, I got a little distracted by the fact that the car is melting. In my thinking, I was thinking that if I set the deform to 0, that would make it, super rigid. Instead, setting the deform to 0 means that it has 0 rigidity. Look at that. Oh, look at the dash. Just everything. Look at everything melting. Not everything, though. Like, you notice the steering wheel's not melting. The seats aren't melting. I mean, they're sinking into the ground because the car beneath it is melting away, but oh, that is so cool. All right, so there is a different thing that I can do. Let's see if I can stiffen this up. All right, this is the beast crashing into, oh, there we go. Okay, so I went back into the JBeam file, and everything that I had set to deform 0, I went back in and changed everything to a setting called FLT_max, which essentially means like the maximum that floating calculation, whatever the game's maximum value is, it automatically assigns that. So, as we can see, there are certain pieces and parts that are absolutely rigid. Look at that. I mean, that's pretty slick. There's a lot of this car that is not getting deformed at all. So can I rip okay, I can still rip the hood off. Yeah, see ya. All right, how about the deck lid? Yep, okay, so the deck lid. But look at this. See, I'm grabbing the side of the car, and it is not deforming. In fact, there is still a whole lot of the car that does not deform. All right, so obviously I've still got some work to do to figure out how to make some of these other pieces and parts stick to the car so that I can make a perfectly indestructible car, or as close to indestructible as I can get. I mean, look at this, just throwing it around. I mean, honestly, if you've been around BeamNG at all and you've seen some of like really bad Russian mods, this is something akin to that. and it must be related to how the J-beams are set up. So the real question, of course, is what happens when we take our modified R20 and and I just happened to grab the R20 because it was a mod I had installed. It was easy for me to jump into. So what if we take our modified R20 with the super rigid settings here for at least a ton of the J-beams, obviously not all of them. Let's send this down the ski jump, see what happens when we get to the other side. Look at that. It's just beautifully flying through the air. Presumably nothing wrong, presumably nothing different. However, what happens? Oh, look at that. That is very, like, I don't know, rubbery, for lack of a better description. Oh my gosh. Wow. And it gets some serious height on the bounce. Oh my gosh. That is absolutely crazy. Okay, so for comparison's sake, that was the fully rigid one. I'm going to go and put the regular mod back into place, and let's see. All right, so here we have the regular R20. I deleted everything I had done and just put the downloaded R20 file back into my documents folder, into my mods folder there, and let's just see what the regular R20 looks like when you send it flying off of the ski jump and down into the ground. Oh, yeah, that's a big difference. So there you go. Oh my gosh. All right, I just wanted to show, when I saw that car, the original one, that first one I changed, melting, I was like, okay, I've got to record this because that is so crazy. But anyhow, I'm working on indestructible versions of the vehicles that come with BeamNG for another project I have. But if I can get it working and then get it zipped up, I'll throw it up on the repository. It's going to take me a little while to figure it all out, but I'll get it thrown up on the repository, and you guys can have a whack at it and play around with indestructible versions of the cars. Oh, so cool. There you go. This, however, again, is the regular version, so it's gonna smash to bits. Got any questions, problems, suggestions, horror stories? Feel free to leave those down in the comment section below. Thank you so much to Hero of God, GamerGull, and Mr. Spooky7 for supporting me on Patreon. And thank you so much for taking time out to watch the crazy, goofy stuff that I'm doing in BeamNG Drive. It means a whole lot to me, and I definitely appreciate the feedback and the comments, and I don't know, just any suggestions you have, things you want me to try, by all means, send them my way. Anyhow, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time in BeamNG Drive. Have a great day.